Ooh. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Kharak Cup. This is a match that I'm very excited for. It's going to be between AGameAnx and Catharsis. Unfortunately, the map is Kalash Teeth, and I say that because if A-Game playing random here rolls Coalition, he might just AAV rush his opponent to death, which would be a little bit boring. But these are two players who are both very skilled, and I'm really excited to see what they're able to pull out against each other here. Looks like it's going to be early LAV fabrication for A-Game, who is playing, he is indeed playing Coalition, but he's not going to go for the RUs there, so we're not going to see a, we're not going to see an AAV rush, which is nice. Instead going to be some early contestation of Strikecraft. I don't know how to say that, man. But yeah, Sandskimmer fabrication finishing for Catharsis too, and he's going to move out across the map here with that production cruiser and base runner in tow. Blast drones also getting produced here. Look at the resources here. A-Game actually not doing any quick dropping here, and I'm sure he will once he gets to a point where he wants to make some particular unit, but Catharsis also quick dropping. I just think it's kind of fun to note. But I don't know, it looks a little suspiciously like Catharsis is just going to go for that blast drone rush. I really hope he doesn't do that, because that would kind of spoil like a potentially really awesome game here. This is exactly how you would do it, so fingers crossed he doesn't just move in with the blast drones and uh-oh. A-Game knows exactly what this is. He's going to immediately target those blast drones there. If he can get even just one of these, he's in good chances to hold off this push though. And he is. Okay, so this is actually looking alright for AGameAnx. That was definitely a little scary, but he held that off without too much difficulty, so he's fine moving in here. That's obviously the strategy that I won Kharak Cup 10 with, but we all kind of agreed like this is just dirty. We shouldn't do this. So that's why I was really hoping we didn't see Catharsis pull that against A-Game. He may honestly have been trying to do it, but I don't know. At any rate, A-Game has held it off, so that is good for him. What's the strategy though? What's coming up now for Catharsis? I'm really not sure. He's really just sticking here, making more blast drones with that base runner. I think A-Game probably is safe to go for AAV fabrication at this point. He's going to go for a sport cruiser instead, so he's just going to go ahead and expand his economy. He knows that the production cruiser is here though, and if it were me, I think I would go for AAV fabrication just to be a little bit safer. At any rate, sport cruiser's on the way, but he can still get that tech now, and I would definitely do it. Yep, he's going to do the same. So Catharsis with 3 blast drones now still on the field, going to pick up an artifact and see if he can extract that one. And A-Game, you can tell he kind of wants to push out here, but he knows that choke point is pretty strong for the Sandskimmers. He can't necessarily. And he saw those two guys move off into the back line there, but I'm not sure if he recognizes the significance of it. Of course, that is the other avenue of attack here, so that would obviously be pretty nasty. But no, it looks like he definitely knows what's going on. He's going to move those AAVs back there. But just the way that those Sandskimmers moved off through the back line immediately forces A-Game to now, you know, leave that choke point. You can see that, right? So that still gives Catharsis quite a bit of control over the field here. Now A-Game is going to try to use this carrier to sort of muscle off this attack here. Blast drones are now mobilizing down in the back line. And I hope A-Game stays, you know, cognizant of that threat. He has finished AAV fabrication, and they're on the way now. Power Reserve 1 was also researched to help on the defense. One Sandskimmer going to get smitten there, and it doesn't look like the blast drones have an opening in here. And if A-Game can hold this off, I think he's in a very good position. You know, he's pretty solidly ahead here. He is going to be behind in artifacts, but he can just move his carrier there now. Take that second base, and he'll be pretty far ahead, I think. AAV is moving out through the middle. Obviously, who can contest him? He's, you know, completely unchallenged right there. And this is what I was talking about earlier in that game with Evers. If you know you've got a unit that counters your opponent's entire army, just, you know, move him out, right? You know, no reason to wait. And now A-Game just needs to saturate that base, but it looks like actually Catharsis gonna contest that. He's already got refiner mode finished, so it was out a little bit faster than I expected it to be. And he just needs to saturate that base himself, so a bit curious to see. Another artifact gets picked up here by the base runner, but there is an AAV to give him some grief here. 2 blast drones also will not kill an AAV. He definitely doesn't want to use them that way, so he's going to back away. He doesn't want to take that fight. Another AAV is moving on through this lane here, so no blast drone's going to slip in through the back line either. and one LAV tasked with checking that lane there. So you can tell A-Game still very aware of that threat. He's not going to fall for it, and he is on his second base a little bit faster. Production upgrade comes out now. Another production cruiser is already on the way for Catharsis here, so it looks like he's going pretty heavy into eco now. And A-Game is going to want to match that. He can easily fall behind here if he's not careful. I don't think he'll stop this extraction. No, it looks like he will, actually. That's pretty close, but he will stop the extraction. That's actually about as close as it gets, and the blue, like the purple line was already filling up. Actually, a little bit of a weakness here in A-Game's defense. I would be a little bit nervous if I were him, like leaving that lane open. And you can see what he's done here is just park this AAV over here on the wreck bulkhead on that side. Just gonna chill out there and make it a difficult thing for his opponent to take that base. But the blast drones are moving in, but A-Game is gonna plug up the hole just in time. So a little bit scary, but it'll work. Now I say plug up the hole, he really hasn't, right? He's just gonna see it. But hopefully this gives him enough time to come in. Although he hasn't gotten the assault pack there, so this could be a little dangerous now for the for that main base location. But the blast drones are gonna fall back. It looks like they were afraid. You know, they knew they'd been spotted. They're gonna choose to fall back right there. That's pretty lucky for A-Game, honestly, in my opinion. Yeah, they're gonna come in now. Those guys were really intense when I selected them. Did you hear that? Awaiting command! Like, dude, whoa, chill out. So this attack here going to be repelled by Catharsis. There was a window there, but it was very small. And obviously it's easy to see these things when we're the observer, but it's not so easy to see that in game. Blast drone's going to come up here now. They'd be pretty happy to take, you know, a nice engagement with the LAVs, but it looks like they're going to choose to back away. Assault ships are being kind of annoying for Catharsis. They pushed into the they've pushed this AAV out, and they've forced the carrier not to go onto that eco location, but instead to, you know, be watching them. So that's a good move there, but Catharsis is still not on his third base. He still needs to clear out that AAV. And it looks like he's finally gotten trapped here with the blast drones, and they're going to go down. This thing's been so slippery, you know, a constant, you know, really, like a really serious worry for A-Game, but he's finally taken him out. Now, has A-Game got railgun fabrication is what I want to know. No, he has not. He has gone for missile ship fabrication, so it looks like he wants to have the anti-air if his opponent goes for interceptors. I think that's fair. He hasn't built any, he doesn't need them yet, right? But, and I mean, I guess there's always a risk in there that your opponent could actually, like, kind of sneakily go for tons of interceptors and come out and, like, destroy one of your support cruisers, but, you know, I think A-Game can just tell by the number of units on the field that that's not the case. Now, these guys have kind of slipped under the radar here, and they're going to come in, really powerful attack here on the main base. And A-Game not going to be particularly happy with this. It's going to be really hard to deal with that. Assault cruiser fabrication is coming out now, and that counters quite nicely what his opponent has got, but this is actually a serious issue now. The LAVs also, they can't get involved there. I mean, they're obviously not going to take that fight. We could be seeing all 6 of these salvagers go down here if A-Game's a little unlucky. He is. This guy's already used his smoke. Oh dear. So this is actually a serious problem now. This guy here will come up and... Oh, the assault ships kind of fell asleep there. They didn't manage to chase down the salvagers like they should have. Support cruiser is still in danger, but I don't know, man. I don't know. That should definitely have been a lot more damage than it was. And it looks like A-Game, rather than plugging that up, wants to just go for the blind counterattack here to see if he can, you know, match the damage. But he is caught by some assault ships there, and he's going to have to back away. Gotta say, Catharsis is playing his assault ships quite nicely, I think. Oh no, look at... Oh. Blast drone did find his way to the eco eventually, just not exactly in the way that we thought he would. There is another assault ship here to cover the salvagers, so I guess that is pretty fair. I would have kept them with the AAVs. Rather than moving out into the middle. I feel like that kind of was sort of destined to happen, but A-Game has finished assault cruiser fabrication. I think he needs to just make one of those immediately. Because that is going to counter, like I said, quite nicely everything that's on the field. And it seems to have sensed that now is the time that interceptors could be coming out. He's got a missile battery on the field already. Interceptor tech did finish. But Catharsis is not building any, and instead he's going to start work immediately on a siege cruiser. That's kind of interesting. Assault ships are going to get taken out eventually, but this is a time that Catharsis definitely is, you know, like the longer he's able to tie up his opponent right here, the higher, like the further ahead he gets in economy. As he is on 3 bases and his opponent is not. And it's really just as simple as that. A-Game perhaps having some saturation problems over here. He's got these two guys not doing anything. Probably they want to go over there and fill up the gap if the salvagers are there, but he might forget about them. I guess we'll have to see. It's chaos over here, man. There's units from every side fighting each other. But assault ships do tend to shine in this particular configuration, so... What is A-Game making right now? He's got a lot of RUs. I think that is an assault cruiser. Obviously we can't tell because the production tab is like always bugged out that way. But yeah, A-Game really unable to take those assault ships out, and that's got to be because of the armor upgrades on them. Armor 2 obviously has been finished, as you can see, and that makes these guys really hard to kill with ARVs. They just don't go down. The carrier can handle them, but it can obviously only be in one spot at a time, so it's really important that this is a assault cruiser that's coming out here, and I'm sure it is, but there you go. That's obviously going to want to come over here about as fast as it can. Oh, and it's going to actually... Okay, yeah, there we go. So it's going to pop the overcharge, get a little bit extra movement speed, and just run off to that side as fast as it can, because he knows that's where he's vulnerable right now. His opponent would definitely like to take advantage of him in that location. And the railgun fabrication is finished for Catharsis, and he's already making them. Siege Cruiser is also already on the field here, and assault cruisers versus siege cruisers in low numbers, that's a very interesting fight. In high numbers, I'd say the siege cruisers win that. So this is something that A-Game wants to take early if he can, I think. It's pretty easy to micro around the siege cruiser. Just, you know, be moving perpendicular to it and he just can't hit you. Also, this guy kind of awkwardly not actually in the smoke. But yeah. But A-Game gonna choose to back away here. I think he takes this fight. I think that's good for him. He ought to go in there. I don't know though, I've actually never... I think I did actually test this with Tarn Armor like a long time ago, but it's been a while. Can't exactly remember how that works. Like if you take the fight easily or if it's actually pretty hard on the micro. Anyway, double barrage is going to come down on the eco right here, so A-Game has to move that, and it's such a pain, it's just super annoying to deal with. And it looks like he actually is going to lose the salvagers too, so he's a little bit slow on getting those guys out. They do make it, just barely, but one of them goes down. Support cruisers is going to take a lot of damage too. Oh, and they're moving in a little early, ooh. Okay, he's going to be fine though. Railgun is in the area now, oh dear. I didn't see that. That's going to be problems for this assault cruiser right here. And I don't know, it's starting to look like Catharsis' game. I mean, he's got so much pressure on the field here, it's going to be really hard for his opponent to fight back. Also, I think Catharsis thought that he had extracted this thing, but he hadn't quite. But actually, A-Game going to kind of facilitate that, so that's okay for him. Base runner will go down, obviously, but all he wanted was that extraction, so that's fine for him. AAV's having to use all of their smokes and then back away. And A-Game gonna get railgun fabrication, that's what he needs now to deal with this. But, did my music stop? I think it did. Yeah, I must have hit plus on accident. But Catharsis has some really nice map presence here, really nice pressure on his opponent. That carrier is going to be able to force his opponent away, but not going to be able to actually kill him. Oh, and A-Game needs to be careful here. He could lose his carrier here. This is definitely not where he wants to be attacking. Ooh. I think he was hoping to get in range of those railguns, but he didn't quite make it. His carrier's going to take a lot of damage now. And that's obviously quite a problem. I mean, moving forward, he's going to have to, he's going to have to heal up before he can use that carrier again. That gives Catharsis a pretty easy time to attack now. Attack missiles are good though, aren't they? Yeah. Not as good as I thought they were going to be, but they do take out 2 of the railguns. And actually, that was pretty good. That was good for A-Game. Those missiles did quite a lot of damage for him, but unfortunately, these low health Conf units are obviously just going to re-heal, so he'll be back in the fight before too long. It looks like it doesn't work. I'm sorry, I thought it did. I really did, but I guess not. Oh, but this fight's going to be taken by A-Game, it looks like. Well, I don't know, actually. There's railguns in the area. He definitely wants to just stay and confirm the kill, right? Oh, no, that's tragic. That's tragic. So this guy lives with like 84 HP. He's obviously going to heal right back up, and he'll be fine to fight again. Suddenly things are looking very tight for A-Game as 3 assault cruisers just went down, like, one right after another. And that means Catharsis can really take his pick of which avenue he wants to come in and attack on. It looks like it's going to be these two. He will obviously move up here as well. Just kind of needs to give this guy a little bit of time to heal. This is going to be a massacre. I mean, obviously there's assault ships attacking him already, but not only that, but there's a ton of siege cruiser too. They have found their way through. They're going to catch a couple of railguns here, but to what purpose? It looks like this is easily going to be Catharsis' game at this point. Oh, but the cruise missile is ready. This would be a nice target for the cruise missile, obviously. These AAVs just getting wrecked everywhere. Yeah, A-Game going to be waiting for his opponent to blob his units up just a little bit too much, and then he can punish with the cruise missile. But Catharsis has kind of a healthy spread going here, doesn't he? It's going to be a little difficult to find, you know, a very nice avenue of attack for that cruise missile, I think. He's actually just driving his carrier straight forward in here, and I think the idea is to catch where those railguns are and take in. He's at full armor, so he doesn't really need to worry about the siege cruisers. They're going to do, like, minimal damage. He hasn't launched that cruise missile yet. I think he was hoping to find the railguns together with the cruise missiles, or sorry, with the siege cruisers. Cruise missile does take out 2 siege cruisers there. Oh, but look at this. I didn't even notice this coming in from the other side. I don't think A-Game did either. 6 heavy railguns, siege cruisers barraging the eco, and then he's going to charge in, certainly. Yeah, and A-Game recognizes he's got nothing to handle this. He's just going to choose to surrender right there. Again, I get the synchronization error message. It's a little bit weird, but he can tell, yeah, that's the game. It's over. Nicely done to Catharsis, man. I mean, taking out A-Game is obviously no small feat. I thought A-Game was the favorite for this match. So it's really impressive to see Catharsis win that way. And I gotta say, I think it all comes down to that time when the assault ships managed to kind of slip through the line there and they moved into the main base. And chased all those salvagers out. I think from then on, A-Game was really kind of on the back foot. But they both played really well. That was a really fun match to watch. And we don't often see, you know, assault ship versus AAV go that far down that line. Normally, normally one player goes for railguns. So that was really fun to see. I hope you enjoyed that too. And I'll talk about, I think, the implications of what this means in a later video. That A-Game didn't get this win. But till then, catch you next time.